Hello and welcome to Teckno Tuesday. My name is Kendrick Bender. I am here along with
Phil the Dingo.
Phil the Dingo today.
Scott Brenneman.
AJ Savopoulos.
Oh, I got a bunch of subjects
I'll
here.
go ahead and get them up.
One we didn't do. Yes, we did do that one last time. Okay, so Kendrick's got a weird one here. Open source software and the future of it. Is there one?
I feel like you're talking about Python in this.
Well, actually, whenever I thought of this subject, I was thinking of Linux.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Because
What?
I was just curious as to what everyone's thought here, especially Phil's, on what the future of open source software is. Because with open source software, you have sort of this big community project where everyone can sort of contribute little pieces to a big project here and there. And if you have really good management, like Python and Linux, it can do some really cool things. So where do you think open source software will be in the future?
Open source software. It's good in its place, but no one's dug it yet. I mean, people have been touting open source software for the last 20 years. And yeah, there's been a few successes, but I wouldn't say it's been unanimously, woohoo, let's everyone go open source software. I mean, the reality of the situation is, you can get some dedicated people that can really work on a project like that, but typically, you get what you pay for in software, I feel. And if you want quality and you want controls and you want stuff like that, that's a lot of work, and not everyone wants to do that work.
Mm-hmm.
If people want to come in and add some little bits and pieces, that's fine, but what you're going to end up with a whole lot of bits and pieces, just poisonally. But then I'm a, software perfectionist, so.
So you want everything to be every day.
If you want a controlled environment set up to do a specific task, then I think Linux is a good choice. If you want a multi-purpose desktop computer that's capable of doing modern things, then I think it's a lot of trouble. And you really have to be a dedicated, Linux person to really do that. Every time I try and give someone the opportunity to do something with Linux new or different, it doesn't typically work, because it's like, well, how do I get my operating system to boot? What flavor am I going to use? What tools do I need? How do I it's like there's this litany of things you have to go through. Whereas if you want to set up a web server, snap, it's great. You can download it, pow, it's gone. You got a web server. But
so I wanted to hear Phil's explanation about what Sugo is, which, by the way, you can find out more about at sugobot.com.
Go check it out. It's pretty awesome stuff.
Sugo.
What is Sugo?
Sugo is a word formed from sumo, which is sumo wrestling, and Lego, so it's Sugo. Big S, little U, big G, big O.
So you kind of decipher from the name what it is.
That's right. So Sugo is sumo wrestling, Lego robotics. I mean, there's lots of different sumo wrestling robot programs around. There's a whole set of official ones that are really great for the hobbyists and the hackers among us. But then when you get to the Lego versions of sumo, it's not quite so established, mainly because no one's really agreed on sizes and stuff like that. And just because of the sensors involved, typical Lego sensors aren't the best for sumo wrestling, because you don't get the whole directionality of where the other robot is. But back in 2006, we developed Sugo at our Gears facility, which is a standardized version of sumo wrestling for Lego robots, which includes a cool bidirectional proximity sensor as part of the standard package, and that lets us have really fun sumo wrestling events. And of course we have Sugo Sunday. What's that, Kendrick?
So we have our own local Sugo competition on the first Sunday of every month here at the Garrett Engineering and Robotics Society.
Come on out.
Which is Gears.
It's a lot of fun.
Starting at 1 o'clock. Bring your family, bring your kids.
Do you have that info on the website?
Which website?
SugoBot website.
Of course.
Oh, he has that information on the SugoBot website, so you can find out more information about how you can join us at sugobot.com.
Or download the software or the build guides or the toolkits and all sorts of cool stuff, so you can run your own competitions.
Lots of cool stuff on the website.
Yay.
So we started out with the RCX bricks, like the Lego Mindstorms, the little RCX
Yellow
bricks,
blocks.
and, like the classic Legos. And then we at some point we transitioned into the new
NXTs.
Technic with the NXTs.
Yes. Wasn't sure how that was going to go, but it worked really well.
It was a bit of a struggle at first, but
a lot of kids weren't really familiar with that building technique of the pegs and beams and holes and stuff. Just for those of you who can't see, Kendrick just held his hand up there.
Raised my hand.
But now we do it all over the place. We even have a thing at the college now called College and Me, where the fifth graders come in and do college activities. And for engineering, we let them modify pre-built sugo bots, and have a competition. Teach them all about improving on existing products and stuff.
They seem to really like that. Like 99% of the kids really.
Yeah.
Oh, except for that one
person.
kid who does not like Legos. I mean, what kind of kid are you that doesn't like Legos?
Yeah, seriously.
Something wrong psychologically.
Speaking of kids, update from last meeting, last Teckno Tuesday. I just found out that the MakerBot. Do you know what MakerBots are? MakerBots are 3D printing machines, and there's now this campaign going on to get a MakerBot in every school in America.
Oh, wow.
And so, if you're a school teacher, listen up, mentors. If you're a school teacher, you can go on the there's a crowdsourcing fundraising website. I donate. I can't remember it, but if you go to makerbot.com/academy, there's a whole page that tells you how you can sign up to get your own MakerBot 2 3D printer, like $2,000 worth, and then a MakerBot is going out. Well, the company that builds them is going out finding funding to then fund all of these donation requests that teachers have all around the country. So that's pretty cool. So get your teacher to put in a request. You just have to sign up to the crowdsourcing site and then just say, I want a MakerBot Academy kit, and see what happens.
So quick fun question. What is the cheapest 3D printer you've seen? Personally, I've seen one that was $800.
The
but it was,
3D Doodler.
The 3D doodler.
I think it's $100 actually.
3D Doodler.
The 3D Doodler. It's I like it.
Is that a pen?
Can you actually
It's a
get
pen.
them? Can you actually get them now?
Yes.
Are they
I think they
out?
finally put them out, and they have their own website and everything, and you can order one for $99 plus whatever shipping. But
It's like a hot glue gun on steroids.
that's to put it lightly.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. Actually,
Gonna be
speaking of
tech-savvy.
innovation, there's this kid. I was on a camping trip last weekend, and he said at age, I want to say 6 or 7, made his own taser. Out of a
Yeah, I can see that.
9-volt battery
I can
and
see
a few
that.
things.
Yeah, you get the high voltage kit.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed that a kid that young is that interested. He just kind of went out and built it himself without anyone else helping him.
Who hasn't built a taser before they were 7?
I think I was 8 when I did it.
No, Phil, you were programming massive robots at age 9.
Actually, at about age 10, when I got my electronics kit, one of the projects on there was like a little shocker thing. If you get an old style bell that has coils and a vibrating, turns on and off. In doing that, it generates a high voltage. So you stick that inside a box and put a couple of handles on it, and it's a great. It's not like a shoot it kind of taser, but it's a pick me up, shock me kind of device. That's cool. I learned all about high voltage that way.
And how dangerous.
Oh, and then I did a strobe light, which of course used the xenon flash tubes, which they were also high voltage.
Yeah.
Yes.
C subject.
Yes. So the cool part for FTC that I discovered just the other day are swivel bearings.
Swivel bearings.
So they're available now. Like,
Well, it's from Servo City. That's one of
Okay.
the Senate Servo City part.
Quick question:
Yes.
What's the swivel
Nope.
bearing?
Okay, so all it is it's imagine two wheel hubs that are attached together on a swivel so that they can rotate independently. So, for example, instead of just if you want two pieces to pivot, like an arm on a chassis, instead of just putting an axle through and hoping that it's got enough, slop or enough lack of friction to be smooth. Instead of that, you bolt a swivel bearing on, so you bolt it from either side. The frame goes on one side and the arm goes on the other, and now it's got a ball bearing mounted between these two swiveling discs. So it's kind of cool. So I ordered about 10 of them because they were cheap, so we can play
now
with
is
those.
that made legal through an FAQ post?
Yes,
Or?
yes,
Okay.
it was. And in fact, if you go to Servo City's site, it's pretty cool because anything that's legal for FTC, underneath it says FTC legal. And the only trouble with the swivel bearing is that Servo City has a different hole pattern than Tetrix does. So it won't just bolt obviously onto each piece. But I think someone should invent a swivel bearing that has FTC hole patterns on it. I'd say.
Or manufacture it.
Yeah.
Or you can always hack it to make it your own.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on behalf of all of us here at Teckno Tuesday,
Tuesday.
thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.
Ciao.
It is.